So we've talked about fruit and its main function. We've talked about the parts of fruit. But what makes a fruit and not a vegetable? Well, let's take a closer look. So, fruits are the edible parts of a plant that develop from a flower and contain seeds. But a vegetable is the edible leaves, stems, bulbs, and roots from plants. So there's probably a lot of different plants that you eat that are actually fruits and not vegetables. Let's take a closer look at how we can classify them. So fruits can be either succulent or dry. Let's take a look at our succulent fruits because there's a lot of different ways we can classify them. We can classify them by their parts. So there's a drupe where the epicarp, mesocarp, and endocarp surround one seed. For example, cherries, mango, plums, even walnuts. Now you can also have berries. Now, not just raspberries and strawberries, but that's any time a plant has an epicarp, mesocarp that surrounds many seeds. So that includes raspberries, but also bananas, limes, even grapefruits and oranges. Another way we can classify by their parts is by calling it a pome. There's not very many pomes. That's where the epicarp and mesocarp surround a core with 4 or 5 seeds. So this time of year we get a lot of pears and even apples. Apples. Then there's the pepos. Pepos are where the epicarp and the mesocarp are so close together they form a rind. So some examples of those are watermelon, pumpkin, and cucumber. Wait, cucumber? Cucumbers are a fruit? But I put them on salad. I thought they were a vegetable. And pumpkins? A fruit? Yes, they are fruits. Now, another way we can classify our succulent or juicy fruits is by their flowers. So most of fruits are made by one flower and one pistil, like tomatoes. Wait, tomatoes are a fruit? Yes, they are a fruit. Even bell peppers are fruits. All peppers are fruits. What? I always called those vegetables. Learn something new every day. Another way we can classify by their flowers is aggregate plants or aggregate fruits, which are made by one flower and many pistils. So for example, a strawberry. Did you know that each little, quote, seed on a strawberry is actually a tiny drupe? Whoa. And blackberries and raspberries. They're made by one flower and many pistils. So each of the little circles on a raspberry or blackberry is actually its own little fruit. But then, of course, there's a composite fruit, which is made by many flowers. Pineapples, the prickly pineapples, are actually made by tons of flowers. Each of the little segments on a pineapple is part of a flower, originally part of a flower. But then there's also the very curious, very strange way that figs become fruit. Look it up. It might be kind of strange to discover how wasps are so important, not bees. Wasps are important for figs. I highly recommend you research it. So those are our succulent fruits. Let's take a look at our dry fruits. Dry fruits. Now, we have the dehiscent fruits and indehiscent fruits. So the dehiscent dry fruits are when the seeds are ready, the fruit will literally burst open. So some examples of that are milkweed. The pods of a milkweed are actually the fruit of the milkweed. And when those pods burst open, it sends all the little fairies. They're kind of like fairies. They're not really fairies, but they fly around like fairies, and they bring the milkweed seeds to all over. There's also peas. Peas, if left to sit on the plant, will eventually burst open, and those little peas that you eat will become more plants because they're seeds. There's also the indehiscent fruits, which is when there's no bursting fruit. So like maple seeds, sunflower seeds, even rice and oats. Who'd have thought? All the different ways that you can categorize and classify fruits.